Somewhere in America right now, someone is sitting at a car dealership desk, signing paperwork for a $50,000 vehicle. They negotiated the price down, locked in a monthly payment, and feel like they just made a responsible adult decision. The math tells a different story. The moment those tires touch a public road, 15 to 20% of everything they paid evaporates instantly. Millions of ambitious people repeat this exact cycle. They actively drain their net worth to finance depreciating assets, mistakenly believing these purchases prove they are successful. This is known as the ego tax. It is the massive financial penalty you pay when you prioritize the appearance of wealth over the mechanics of actually building it. The most reliable vehicles for generating wealth rarely look like success from the outside. They are strictly utilitarian, physically uncomfortable, or just incredibly boring. This matrix plots social glamour against financial predictability. Standard markers of success, like new cars or tech startups, sit in the bottom right zone of maximum risk. But pragmatic assets, like used vehicles or portable restrooms, live in the top left zone of maximum mathematical certainty. To achieve high-probability financial freedom, you have to be willing to sacrifice social prestige. You have to choose the math over the applause. Let's look closely at what that $50,000 car actually costs. The average new auto loan payment is hitting $770. Add insurance, fuel, and maintenance, and that vehicle drains nearly $1,000 every single month. Then there's the invisible cost. Depreciation silently erodes over $4,300 of your wealth every year, while the car just sits in your driveway. This graph tracks the difference. If you took that $770 car payment and invested it into an S&P 500 index fund instead, historical averages show it compounding to $1.7 million over 30 years. American car debt has now surpassed total student loan debt. We are borrowing more to drive than we are to learn. Yet the people who actually have money play a completely different game. Self-made millionaires overwhelmingly choose Toyotas. This older silver Corolla represents the behavior of the quietly wealthy, prioritizing reliable, unglamorous assets that hold their value. Cars are marketed to us as identity markers. On paper, they are simply depreciating machines that systematically destroy your retirement wealth. The exact same illusion applies to real estate. The feeling of making a smart investment often begins right at the closing table, but it entirely ignores the friction costs of ownership. Home ownership comes with unrecoverable phantom costs. Property taxes, HOA fees, and the standard rule of spending 1 to 2% of the home's value on annual maintenance erase a massive portion of your wealth before you even unpack a single box. This chart projects the penalty of stretching for a status home. By choosing a modest, highly functional property and investing the $1,000 monthly difference at a 10% historical return, you add $2.2 million to your net worth over 30 years. Paying for empty square footage and trendy kitchens in a prestigious zip code is a surrender to social media pressure. It is an emotional choice, not a sound mathematical strategy. When we shift from spending money to making it, the ego trap persists. The common aspiration is to invent a unique app or launch a revolutionary product from scratch. That path requires entering a high glamour arena to fight thousands of equally ambitious, well-funded individuals. Because of that density, the mathematical probability of failure is staggering. Now compare startup culture to physically uncomfortable services. Nobody dreams of standing on a high ledge washing commercial windows, so almost nobody competes. These unglamorous trades work because they solve mandatory, recurring problems. A restaurant owner cannot ignore a cockroach issue. They urgently need someone spraying for pests to pass their next health inspection, and they will pay whatever it takes. Business security flows from becoming irreplaceable to a specific client with an urgent, specialized problem. Beyond uncomfortable trades, there are businesses that require upfront capital but operate almost entirely on autopilot. We call this silent infrastructure. Consider the American laundromat. Despite looking completely outdated, these rows of washing machines boast an incredible 95% survival rate over 5 years, generating high average revenues with minimal human intervention. Vending machines and ATMs operate on the exact same logic. they transform previously empty, zero-value square footage into a continuous revenue-generating asset. A customer buying from this machine pays for hypermobile convenience. The hardware creates recurring profit, entirely bypassing the need for marketing, persuasion, or customer service. Building wealth reliably comes down to a simple structural difference: earning money once per sale versus earning money continuously by renting out infrastructure. Every financial choice you make going forward comes down to mapping your capital against your actual life goals. This diagram illustrates the divergence. Optimizing for identity and prestige requires accepting high friction, immense competition, and wealth stagnation. Optimizing for utility creates a different outcome. By paying cash for used cars, modest housing, and unglamorous businesses, you secure predictable ROI and low competition. Real wealth accumulation stems from the discipline to consistently execute boring math, while everyone else's ego demands a flashing performance. Those who build lasting independence follow the proven systems that others consider too unglamorous to touch.